Hi everyone, it's me, Sally, aka Sailor Tarot Magic, and we're gonna do tarot today. So it's been a long time since I've been on here. I know I missed the Taurus videos, but I wanted to come on here specifically to do the full moon in Scorpio. So if you live on planet Earth, I know you've been feeling the intense energy. I know I most certainly have. So I wanted to unpack what exactly is happening right now for a minute. I personally I enjoy the chaotic energy, so I feel like I'm sort of okay, but I have had a hard time with certain intense emotions. So just being transparent there. So the full moon in Scorpio is tonight. Normally I do it like a day before, but I figured better late than never, right? Okay. So if you've never watched any videos on my channel, welcome. If you like what you're hearing and seeing, please like, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate it. So we'll be doing all signs. I'll be doing Aries to Pisces, 3 cards, past, present, future, and an oracle card. And keep in mind, these are general reads. So if the message doesn't resonate with you, it could be because I'm not picking up on your energy. And you can watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. Okay, so the full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio represents transformation and rebirth. The reason why all these emotions will be coming up for a lot of people is because there are certain things that we may be hanging on to that we need to let go of in order to transform and be reborn, so to speak. So recently I went on astroseek.com and found out that I am a Pluto dominant, which means I do have a lot of Scorpio placements. I have Scorpio Venus and a Scorpio Pluto. So I didn't think that that would make much of a difference on my chart, but apparently based on the angles, which I don't know much about, I'll admit that, made me Pluto dominant, which kind of made sense because the different animals associated with Scorpio goes from the scorpion, the eagle, to the phoenix. So there it's a lot about rebirth and transformation. So I feel like in my life I have transformed a lot. I have adapted to change a lot. So I am actually embracing that side of me. That being said, that's not the only thing happening. We also have to think about eclipse season, and we're currently in the black moon phase. Don't forget Mercury retrograde. So, all those things happening at once, there's bound to be drama. There's bound to be nonsense going on. I see it all around me, and you know, like I said, I like to do these a day before, but if you're like me and you don't want to deal with the riff-raff mishmash, you'll be hearing this. So I feel like the energy from this, full moon and eclipse will last. So if you catch this later on, it can still apply to you. So if you tune in, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you. All right. And if you would like a personal read, you can contact me on Instagram, DM me there, or you can call or text. My number is 732-314-0777. So watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. Okay. Now we're going to get into it. Okay. The tarot deck I'm using is Pulp Girls Tarot deck. And the oracle deck I am using is Moonology. And like I said, we'll do 3 cards and an oracle for all the signs, and we will start with Aries. And the question I'm asking, oh, I forgot. The question I'm asking is, what do you need to transform? I think that's what I put. Yeah, we're going with it. Okay. All right. So for the full moon in Scorpio, this moon is known to be very intense, very emotional. So for the full moon in Scorpio, what does Aries need to transform? Okay, give me one oracle card. Okay. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Okay. So this is telling me, Aries folks, that what you need to transform is the energy that you're wasting on being worried. So you may feel not grounded or constantly in a state of fear. And I want to say is, where is this coming from? Does this come from past situations? Does this come from anxiety or other influences of people around you? I want to say is, a lot of times our fear is irrational. Do we need a certain amount of fear? Yes. But to let it run your life is not a good thing. If it's keeping you from your daily, life or daily tasks, it needs to be evaluated. So this is something that needs to be transformed. So fear is good in small doses. So think about that. Think about that. One thing that my therapist told me that's actually very beneficial is you can have fear in the car with you, but don't let them change the radio station and they're not the navigator. You're the one in control. Okay, so let's move on into the tarot read. Okay, so past, present, future. What does Aries need to transform? Okay, let's get the story. What is the past energy relevant to this situation? Nine of Cups. Okay, Nine of Cups is telling me that you're pretty when it comes to how you feel about yourself, you're very confident in your abilities, but again, I feel like there are other influences around you that cause you to maybe get nervous or preoccupied or not feel good about your wins. So I feel like there may be a specific person or people where you tend to tell them good news and they make you feel bad about it, or they make you see like the negative connotation to it. So it's like, oh, you did this, and they kind of like talk you down, and then you feel shitty about yourself. So I feel like there's somebody like that around you. Okay. What is the present energy for Aries regarding this situation? All right. King of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is telling me, Aries, you are easily distracted when it comes to people that bring chaotic or negative energy. So this could be because you're an empath, or this could be because you're very sympathetic. And I want to say is, pay attention to the people around you and evaluate. Some people we have to be around, but I feel like what needs to be transformed is your social circle or what you look at on the internet. Are you always watching the news? Are things making you paranoid? I feel like you're very affected by this and they need to be limited or cut off of contact, because this is causing almost like a downward spiral, feeling very negative, and it is counterproductive for you. Okay. What is the future slash advice for Aries? Okay. Nine of Wands reversed. So this is telling me if you do, limit the, negative people or negative influence, that this is going to this is going to increase your energy, and you're going to feel like you can take on more projects or be able to have more energy to do stuff for yourself, because again, you can get back to this state of Nine of Cups where you feel good about yourself, because it's the external energy and influence that's making you feel not great and unsafe. And this is going to help you feel more grounded, and this is going to make you feel more present when there isn't as much chaotic or negative people around you. Okay, so think about that, Aries, when it comes to the full moon in Scorpio. There may be people and different things clogging your mind and energy that are just not good for you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Taurus. And Taurus, happy birthday, Taurus. I apologize. I haven't done the Taurus season videos. I was actually going to do them tomorrow, Better late than never, right? And happy birthday, Taurus. Okay. What is the message for Taurus for this full moon in Scorpio? Give me one oracle card. Man, I need to get on here more. I missed it. Okay. Taurus, a time to give rather than take. Okay, so you got new moon in Virgo. Okay. So this is telling me you may be stuck in your head and your feelings and directly about what's going on around you and not necessarily seeing the big picture of things, of how what you do affects others. And you maybe just be feeling, I don't want to say selfish, but very like self-involved on how does this affect me, which is good in a balance. So you also have to think about how your decisions are affecting other people, is what I'm getting. So the transformation could be, what I like to say is greatest good for all. Are your decisions only beneficial to you, or are they beneficial to everyone? Are they beneficial to a unit? And I also want to say is, if something doesn't work out for you, don't look at it as like a setback. You may be just redirected in a different direction for something bigger and better, is what I'm getting. So we'll take that message with us into the tarot read, and we'll do 3 cards. All right. What is the message for Taurus? What do they need to know for this full moon in Scorpio? Give me 3 cards. And we'll start with the past energy. All right. What is the past energy for Taurus? Sorry, my bad. For Taurus and a full moon in Scorpio. Page of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this is telling me in the past, you may have felt overwhelmed. And I want to say this might be an overload of information, or you may be feeling like you're taking on too much, but you have like this very high ambition where you want to get all these things done, and that's great. But I feel like the focus needs to be prioritized. Let's do one thing at a time and then revisit the other things that aren't as urgent, is what I want to say. Like, I'm thinking of the Flash for some reason, how he would read the books like super fast. It's like that is your intention and your ambition that you would like to do, but understand that certain things take time, and that's okay. So I feel like you may need to be patient when it comes to accomplishing certain things and certain goals. Okay, so what is the present energy for Taurus? 3 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I'm getting very much a work career message here. There may be either conflict within a team for a collaborative effort. So I want to say this could be like a power struggle where you feel like you know what's best, and you might be feeling stubborn and or wanting to fight because people aren't understanding your point of view. And what I want to say is give a moment to let other people express their opinion and then think about it and try to reach a compromise. Because I feel like if you're just yelling or thinking that what you want or say is best, nobody's going to hear you out, and you're just going to be, yelling upon deaf ears. So I feel like really think about what you're fighting for. You kind of have to pick your battles in this situation where is this really worth fighting for? If it's going to, you know, are you continuously ruffling feathers? This may be something that you want to reel back in because it may not be worth it. You may be fighting for something that it just doesn't even matter, is what I'm getting. And also, don't be petty. That just came into my head. Don't be petty. Okay, so this may be about accountability. Okay, so what is the future message or advice for Taurus for this full moon in Scorpio? 2 of Wands reverse. Okay, so I'm thinking of this specific quote. Don't cut your nose to spite your face. Something like that. Okay, so you again, you have these goals and ambitions, but they may not turn out exactly as your expectations, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. So I feel like for this full moon in Scorpio, for you, Taurus, is to understand that to be more open minded of you can reach your goals, but they may not look like exactly what you're thinking in your head from from start to finish, and that's okay because um, things will turn out the way they're supposed to and not necessarily, so it's about letting go of control. Stop being a control freak. So this is what to release and transform, and that may be what you need to give. So give others an opportunity to speak, and don't like fight everything that you disagree with. Give a moment to listen to the other person's side of the story. And that's what I'm getting for you, Taurus. And you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. I know I'd be late. I know. Oh, and also, Feliz Cinco de Mayo. I almost forgot. Okay. So next we have Gemini. And again, watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. Okay, so go back to the oracle. Okay, so what is the message for Gemini for this full moon in Scorpio? Give me one oracle card. What is the oracle card for Gemini? You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Okay. Okay, so the message that I'm getting for you, Gemini, is that you're you're comparing yourself to other people, and you're thinking, oh well, this person has this and that person's better at what I do. And I feel like turn the focus on yourself and understand that you have strengths and weaknesses. You may be focusing more on your weaknesses, but focus on your strengths. And I keep getting quotes in my head. So the quote I'm getting is, if it's the goldfish one, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but I'm going to try anyway. So a goldfish will think it's dumb if its entire life if it tries to climb a tree. So why I'm saying this is because you may not be good at, X or Y, but you're really good at Z, but you're in this environment where they're telling you to do X, Y. So okay, you can't climb the tree, but a goldfish is meant to be in the water. So what I'm trying to say is you may be in an environment that doesn't vibe with you, that doesn't let your talents and abilities flourish. So it's not that you're not good, you just might not be in the right environment. Is what I'm getting. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of comparing going on. And this may be what needs to transform. Maybe you need to, change your environment, change your workplace. Okay, so we'll take that message into the tarot read. Okay. All right, so what is the past energy for Gemini? What's coming up for them this full moon in Scorpio? Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. So I feel like you are being consumed by automatic negative thoughts when it comes to yourself, and you're being very critical to yourself. So not only are you comparing yourself to others, but you're already thinking that worst case scenario is going to happen. You may not be having a great time in general. So I feel like, especially because, Geminis are ruled by Mercury. So you're already feeling it from Mercury retrograde and everything else on top. So you feel like the odds are stacked against you, and you're very much out of alignment. Because Queen of Swords would be your card being air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So try to think, what has got you off track? How can you raise your vibration? Like, self-care is really important in these situations. So maybe you need to get in touch with nature. Maybe you need to, vent to a friend. And all these things slowly but surely can get you out of the rut that you're feeling, because you might be feeling like nothing is going right. And it's about, flipping the script and changing your perspective, because you may be feeling very pessimistic right now, but there are things to be grateful for. And it's just about seeing that, and when you focus on the positive, that's what will grow. Okay. So what is the present energy for Gemini? Okay. Page of Cups. Okay, so this is telling me, in order to get out of your rut, really focus on your inner child. So what does this mean? Okay, so think about, what did you enjoy as a child? Did you enjoy art? Did you enjoy drawing or sports or some sort of activity? So if you're able to include this in your routine, whether, ideally it's daily, but if you're too busy, a few times a week, journaling, drawing, meditating, anything of this nature that makes you feel joy, that you can do just because, not something that you're obligated to do, but something that you enjoy doing, that you look forward to. This is going to help you feel more balanced and more aligned, where things won't feel like so overwhelming or so negative, and really get you out of your rut slowly but surely. Enhance your creativity, and really get in touch with nature, and whatever hobbies you enjoy, those are important right now, especially when we're feeling stressed or depressed or alone. All right, so what is the future slash advice for Gemini for this full moon in Scorpio? Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, so this is telling me that there are certain creative and or physical activity that you are missing, and this is going to help you feel more aligned. Don't sell yourself short, is what I'm getting, because I feel like the first thing you want to say is, you want to give excuses. I don't have time for this. I don't get it. What is the point? And it's like, not everything has to be about, produce, produce, produce. And I feel like we get caught up in that, because it's like, well, this doesn't make money and I have to pay bills and whatever. And we forget about our well being. So this is about lighting your fire again, because Queen of Wands is fire sign energy. And lighting your fire again will help you be the best version of yourself, so you can perform well at work, be present for others. But we need to take care of number one first. And I feel like that's where the lack is right now. Okay, so that is the message for you, Gemini. You can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. Speaking of self care, I've been kind of lacking on mine. So after this, I will be doing my own self care. Okay, so next is Cancer. All right, so what is the message for Cancer? Give me one oracle card. What do they need to transform for this full moon in Scorpio? Oh, that card popped out. So this is the one. A new start is coming, new moon. Okay, Cancer. Okay, so this is telling me you're very good at processing your emotions, compared to other signs. So this is telling me you've dealt with your shadow work, you've dealt with your past, and you're really making room for new opportunities and new experiences. You're on a roll, is what I'm getting. So you may already be feeling the benefits of this. You may be experiencing, a level up, having having really good success and really good luck right now. Okay, so we'll take that with us into the tarot read. So what should Cancer be transforming for this full moon in Scorpio? All right, so in the past, you got King of Wands. Okay, so this is telling me in the past, you knew exactly what, emotional baggage you needed to process, and you have your own flair, and you have your own flair on how to do it. So, you played it out in your head, you processed it however it was best for you, and now you're reaping the benefits. So, you may be attracting a lot of opportunity. You may be making new connections. You may be, tackling those to-do lists, and really, people want to be around you because of that. I'm getting very much balanced and motivated energy. Okay, so what is the present energy for Cancer for the full moon in Scorpio? A Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So there's a little bit of a roller coaster. I feel like you have it at the moment, you have it really put together and people want to be around you. But there's this little interior critic that's kind of like, I could be doing more. I could be doing this. And it's almost like a trap to make you like burn out from that. So it's great that you're like, this is kind of like almost the opposite of the Gemini, where it's kind of like you're loving it. You're like productive, productive, productive. But remember, it's okay to take a break because we can only keep going for so long. You don't want to, again, burn out, especially because the career and everything. Because something may happen, and you may have to drop and pivot, and don't be too hard on yourself about that because there are a lot of things outside of our control. So this is saying, it's great that you're on a roll and everything, but don't get down on yourself if it stops. All right. So what is the future / advice for Cancer for the full moon in Scorpio? Two of Swords. Okay. So this is telling me again that most definitely a roller coaster experience because you're here, and then Seven of Pentacles is like meh, plateauing, and then Two of Swords is you at a fork in the road with two major options. And I want to say it's more about your career and finances than personal, but you will have to make a choice. And what I want to say here is wait to hear all the information and all the facts and all sides of the story. Don't jump in to make a decision. And I feel like there is no right or wrong answer. It's just what do you want more is what I'm getting. Because I feel like, again, you may feel like, I don't want to make the wrong decision. And I feel like that's not a thing here. Because if you quote unquote make a mistake, you can always go back and change because you have free will. Okay, so that is the message for you, Cancer, and you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. I feel like we're going through these fast. I don't know. All right, we're going to do Leo next. All right. What is the message for Leo? Give me one oracle card. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Okay, so the message for that I'm getting for Leo is that you've been ignoring self-care. um you may be in your head about things but not really processing them. Maybe you are talking to other people about it but just like procrastinating, not doing anything about it, and you're just like, I'll get to it later, it is what it is. And I feel like once situations or problems are ignored, they tend to get worse or bigger, and don't let a small thing turn into a big thing. Okay. So we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. What is the message for Leo? And this is for the full moon in Scorpio. All right, past energy first. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is telling me that you're really in a really good position, not only in your career, but also at home. So things tend to be going well. And I want to say this is in the past, maybe in the present as well, but you accomplished a lot of goals and you got recognition for it, and you're in a really stable place. And in your relationship as well, is what I'm getting. You're very grateful for the things that you have, and you work really hard to get where you are, and you recognize that, but you're not like conceited about it, is what I'm getting. You have pride in your work, but you don't rub it in other people's faces. Why do I have a problem talking today? I don't know. All right. So what is the present energy for Leo for this full moon in Scorpio? Strength reversed. Okay, something is causing you to be in misalignment. And I want to say again that it's the lack of self-care. So you may have been focused on the must have to-do list or have to-do list, and not really focusing on your well-being, and kind of been ignoring your own needs, is what I want to say. You may have been taking care of everyone else. You may have been focused on who you can help and not really focusing on yourself. And this, I feel like this message is for me because of my Leo moon and rising. So, yes. Try to give yourself time to focus on yourself again, because that's when you can be your best self and show up for others, when you are the best version of yourself. So for the transformation, use this chaotic energy and transforming energy to let go of, what is that? The lack of self-care. Don't fall into those habits. Don't fall into those traps of ignoring yourself. All right, so what is the future / advice for Leo for the full moon in Scorpio? 3 of Swords reverse. Okay, so you will heal. So your self-care will help you heal yourself, and in return heal others. So show up for yourself, and everything else will fall into place. And that is the message for you, Leo, and you can take that with you for the rest of the full moon cycle. Meditate and contemplate. I feel like that was for me. Okay. Virgo is next. All right. What is the message for Virgo? What do they need to transform for this full moon in Scorpio? Give me one oracle card. I'm getting collective messages here. So Virgo, you are good enough, same as Gemini. And I want to say this may be because both of these signs are ruled by Mercury. So you may be feeling also very critical of yourself and having this perfectionist energy. So, all right. So the message is a little bit different for you, Virgo. I feel like you're very much beating up on yourself when things don't, you didn't get 100%. You didn't get that A++, and you're like, damn, like I should have done this. But meanwhile, you're still doing an amazing job. So give yourself credit for the amazing job you're doing, because nobody can be perfect all the time. Perfection is impossible when we're human. So cut yourself some slack. All right, so we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. All right, what is the message for Virgo? Give me 3 cards. What do they need to transform this full moon in Scorpio? All right. We'll start with the past energy. All right, past energy for Virgo. I'm getting similar stories. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Okay. So Virgo, and this may be stereotypical Virgo story, but this is what I'm getting. You want to be the best. You want to be the teacher's pet. You want to be recognized. And, doing your best is great, but you're not always going to get that validation or recognition. And that doesn't mean you're bad or not appreciated. It's just the spotlight's not always going to be on you, but that doesn't mean you're not doing a good job. You may need to find that validation within yourself that you are good enough. And just because you're not getting that praise, 24/7 doesn't mean that you're doing a shitty job. So internalize those compliments. I'm also getting a lot of like imposter syndrome vibes with this reading. So again, recognize that, okay, you're not perfect and you make mistakes, but you're still stellar at what you do, and you're really good, and you're a shining star, and like just remember that. Don't keep overworking just for, recognition, because it ends up being a trap. Okay. So what is the present energy for Virgo? Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So this is telling me you will find that inner confidence and security, so you're not constantly looking for it externally. And you're also going to focus on home and know your support is the people, like your ride or die people are your home. What? I'm having trouble with these sentences today for some reason. All right, bear with me. Okay, so you feel most comfortable at home. So this could be with your family and your loved ones. And this, again, they're going to build you up, but you're going to internalize this so you feel this on your own without having anybody to tell you, oh, you're good, oh, you're great. You're just going to know it. It's going to take time to get to that point, but this is part of the transformation of I don't need the validation. I don't need you to tell me. It's an extra bonus plus, but you don't need it. Okay, so what is the future / advice for Virgo for the full moon in Scorpio? 8 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so again, the message I'm getting here is, don't expect everything to be 100% perfect when it comes to your performance. And again, don't place that blame on yourself, because again, there are things outside of your control, and this is part of what needs to be let go / transformed. And it's going to help you not beat yourself up so much and not be so critical of yourself, because okay, as a leader, we do have to take responsibility to an extent. But again, you don't have to punish yourself or internalize that because things didn't go well. Just let it go and then move on to the next thing. And this is going to help you give yourself credit and understand that, again, you're good enough, and you're improving, and you're very aware. Okay, so that is a message for you, Virgo, and you can take that with you because you got full moon in Virgo. I was like, oh, so I you're very aligned, Virgo. So you're doing great. Don't worry. Okay, we are moving along to Libra. Okay, what is the message for Libra for the full moon in Scorpio? Give me one oracle card. A time for healing, balsamic moon. Okay. Libra, this is telling me that you may be feeling some physical ailments, and this may have been manifesting to a lack of self care, or yeah, you may have been ignoring your own needs, and it kind of caused some sort of pain, whether it's back pain or something like headaches, some stress related ailments. I feel like there needs to be a time for more rest. You may be overstressing, overworking yourself, and this is saying that you need to slow down. Okay. So we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. What needs to be transformed for Libra this full moon in Scorpio? And we'll do 3 cards and we'll start with the past energy. What needs to be transformed for Libra for this full moon in Scorpio? All right. What is the past energy? 4 of Wands reversed. Okay. So this is telling me that you feel boxed in or you feel limited. So there are certain things you wanted to happen in your life and they didn't. And I want to say is it's not too late to make certain changes. And again, I feel like this is more personal where you may feel like there were certain things that you wanted and you thought you were going to want them forever and you don't anymore. And I want to say it's okay to change your mind. So for you, the transformation may be, you wanting a different life. And I feel like you may feel bad that you don't want what you thought you wanted maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And, we grow and evolve and change over time. So it's okay to not want the same things that you wanted in the past. Cause all right, I'm just gonna give an example. This may not apply to everyone, but say, you're married and you're with somebody and all of a sudden maybe you don't want to be with that person. That's totally okay. You can grow out of love. And that may be the situation for you, but again, this is an example and I'm saying it because it's 4 of Wands reversed. And 4 of Wands is usually unhappy marriage. So again, that may apply to you as a Libra, it may not, but there's definitely a decision that you may have regret about or just something that you don't want anymore in your life. And this is what the full moon in Scorpio is all about. It gives you that emotion of makes you uncomfortable to make that change. Okay, so what is the present energy for Libra? Woo! Okay. I get that's the story now. And again, this may not apply to all Libras. Ace of Cups reversed is saying you don't feel loved in the relationship or the situation that you're in. So you're not feeling like you're not getting attention from your loved ones. You're not feeling seen, you're not feeling heard. And this may be part of the reason of the time for healing. So you may need to break free from this relationship or whatever your situation is. um Honestly, if this is you and you're in an unhappy relationship, this is telling me that you would be better off alone because whoever you're with, you're no longer compatible, and this person may they kind of gave up is what I'm getting. They gave up trying to make an effort, so you don't feel appreciated. So that's just deteriorating, and I don't see it getting any better. And, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is the story I'm getting. Yeah, you need to leave. So it's uncomfortable, but again, the full moon in Scorpio is pushing you to release that relationship to be in a better situation. All right. What is the future slash advice for Libra? Ace of Wands. Okay. So we got the BDE card for you. So this is telling me if you have the courage to really leave the situation, and I feel like you may have been in this relationship for a long time, that you can find fun again. And if you want to be like, just have physical relationships and not have strings attached, you'll really enjoy that, is what I'm getting. And again, you may be worried about external like appearances and how that looks. And like, honestly, you really shouldn't give a fuck about that. And do what's best for you. Because I feel like when you're happy, nothing else matters. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're doing your thing, whatever. And I feel like that's what's going to help you heal. Okay, that shit just got real for Libra. All right. So that's the message for you, Libra. And you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. Okay. So Scorpio is next. So remember to watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I am a Scorpio Venus. Okay. So what is the message for Scorpio for the full moon in Scorpio? All right. Give me one oracle card. Woo! Oh, you got full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Oh my gosh, I don't even think I pulled this card before. All right, so you're pretty on point and on brand. All right, I want to say, since this is your energy, Scorpio, I feel like you feel right at home because you're all about processing those emotions. You like that intensity, you know, and I feel like I kind of have that feeling too. You like that chaotic energy. You like being in it. You're very like obsessive, and you're looking at a specific problem and you have laser focus and you're like, you know what, there may be drama, there may be issues, but you're using your intuition to solve the problem, is what I'm getting. And you're not worried about it. You're just, you know, other people's intentions because you have that, like, you read people well, that you're just like, okay, this person is going to do this, that person's going to do that, and I'm just going to sit back and watch. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this card for you. Okay, so we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. All right, so what is the message for Scorpio for the full moon in Scorpio? What do they need to transform? I feel like I get more in the groove when it comes to the later signs. I feel like the beginning I'm kind of like meh, and then I really get into it at the end. I might have to do like backwards ones so people don't get gypped. All right. So what is the past energy for Scorpio? For the full moon in Scorpio? Queen of Swords. Okay. So this is telling me you're not really telling people how you feel about things. You're kind of, again, you're sitting back, watching, and letting things play out. And you're only telling people things on a need to know basis. And I feel like this was a good move. This was a good decision because there are a lot of conflicting energies because we're in chaos right now. So you see, other people fighting and you're like, you know what? I'm not getting involved. This doesn't have anything to do with me, not my problem. And you see it play out, and no matter where the cards land, it's in your advantage. Is what I want to say. I don't want to say that you're playing both sides, but you're definitely being neutral, and that's a good place to be. Okay. Switzerland. Okay. So what is the present energy for Scorpio? So far, I mean, I don't see anything that needs to be transformed, but let's look at the present card. Page of Pentacles. Okay, again, I'm getting that you're really reading people and understanding their intentions, and they're not even giving you that much, but I feel like your intuition is on the money. So you're like, okay, so this person did this, and you're looking at things like cues and body language and little words people are saying, and you're catching on to it and being like, okay, this person has good intentions, this person has bad intentions, and um I'll make my conclusion from that. And what I want to say is time will tell your story and you're going to end up being right. So I feel like um the conclusions that you've come to, you are correct. And again, things are going to end up in your favor. Yeah, because your cards are upright. So I feel like you're right about what you're thinking and feeling. So go with that. All right. So what is the future slash advice for Scorpio? Damn. Knight of Wands. Okay. So you know the exact moment to strike, or what I want to say is not necessarily like I'm not meaning that in a violent way, but I mean, you know the time to make your move. You're waiting, again, getting all the information, and then you're like, you know what? Now's the time to ask for this. And again, this could be in a career or personal environment. I'm getting more personal though. This may be like a family unit or a group unit of some kind, like friend clique, where you're like, okay, now I can say either told you so or listen, I told you about this person and I didn't say anything after and I let you do what you needed to do and now look, so you should listen to me next time. I feel like it's that kind of situation where you will be proven right and people think differently about what you say the next time around. So I feel like, again, you're being seen in a positive light and people are going to listen to you moving forward. Because again, you have a good read on people, so people will come to you and be like, what do you think of this person? And people will pay attention to what you have to say. Again, I don't see a need of anything transforming, but this is kind of what's happening, and you're sitting back and you're watching the show. I mean, that ain't bad. All right, so that is the message for you, Scorpio, and you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. Oh, we know who's next now. Saggy. My Saggy peeps. All right. All right. So, what is the message for Sagittarius? Give me one oracle card. What do they need to pay attention to this full moon in Scorpio? What do they need to transform? My favorite time. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. All right. Give me a good one. Seriously? This is the third time this card came out. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. I feel like, again, getting a different shade of the story for this. You're having self doubt. So, again, you're good at what you do, but you have this inner critic, and you're like, I shouldn't do that. Or I don't want to be in the spotlight. Or I don't want to be the center of attention right now. I don't want to be criticized or judged or this because you feel like you're not good enough. And that's not what's happening. I feel like there's a little bit of a skewed what's actually happening versus what you're thinking in your head. And not everybody's looking at you, not everybody's judging you, and I feel like there's a negative spin on how you're seeing things. And it could be because you're super worried or anxious. Fuck, I think this message is for me too. Damn it. All right, so we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. Okay. All right, so past energy. We'll start with the past energy. What does Sagittarius need to transform for the full moon in Scorpio? You know what? I liked the Scorpio message better. I think that one was my favorite so far. Okay, past energy. The sun. Okay. So I feel like something changed. So in the past, things were going good. You were making connections. You were on a high vibrational state. Your self-care was on point, and something changed. So I want to say that, again, this could have lasted a few months. What's going on in the present? Because if you were still in that sun vibe, you wouldn't have gotten this card, Sagittarius. See, this is why I go back and watch and replay my videos because I'm like, that message was for me. Okay, so what is the present energy for Sagittarius? Okay, I can laugh at myself. The devil reversed. Okay, so this is telling me you may be falling back into bad habits. So this could be lack of self-care. This could be wanting to escape with, drugs, alcohol, just vices that aren't good for you, but you're like, you know what? Let me get this quick fix. Let me not think of this for a minute. Go out and drink or smoke or whatever. You're like, or even, eat your feelings with the ice cream is what I'm getting. And it's making you feel shittier about the situation, but you're like, you know what? I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with that. So this is a bit, well, let me just show you. This is a big contrast. How do you go from the sun to the devil reverse? Like, what happened? What happened? Was it the chaotic energy? Something. And I feel like it may not have been anything external, but it could have just been the negative thoughts in your head just took over. And you were like, you know what? If it and I feel like it is, so you can tug yourself out of it just like you tugged yourself into it. And there's a that is a collective message right now, is flipping the script. Flipping the script to transform for the full moon in Scorpio. And that's for everyone. That's for all signs. Okay. So, what is the future / advice for Sagittarius? Give me something good, please. All right. Not good, not bad. All right. So, you got 8 of Cups. And again, this is about letting go. And I feel like this is about letting go of those emotions. Everything is emotionally charged for you right now. So, it's like, I'm sad. Let me fall down real low. I'm happy. Let me be up real high. Where it's better to be neutral. Neutral. And I'm getting a real woo message with this, where it's like, do not sway with what's happening externally and go back in. Look within to stay grounded with meditation, with affirmations. And I know, like, I say that and it's very surface or goes over people's heads, but it's like, what resonates with you to make you feel like I'm good where I'm at? Whatever that is, whether it's listening to music, exercising, it could be a number of whatever. What makes you feel good and gets you out of the bad mood. And again, it's not about being happy or sad. It's about just being neutral and not being affected by the external stimuli. And that's what I'm getting about what needs to be transformed. Just go through it as is, like a very Zen, very Buddha message I'm getting with that. And again, you are good enough. All right, so that is the message for you, Sagittarius, and you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. Okay, so Capricorn is next. All right. I'm going to shuffle it up. I better not get that freaking card to come out again. I'm going to shuffle real good because I'm not having that oracle come out 3 times. More than 3 times. Like, come on. All right. What is the oracle card for Capricorn? What do they need to transform for the full moon in Scorpio? A fiery climax approaches. Okay, we got a different one. Full moon in Aries. Okay, so this is telling me, Capricorn, you're working towards something hard to the bone and you're just like grinding, axe to the grindstone. And you're going to get big results, game-changing results. This is actually really good energy for you. So this is telling me you're thriving in this full moon and Scorpio energy, and you're like, bring it on. I got this. And you're rising to the challenge. All right, I like that. All right. We'll take that message with us into the tarot read. Okay. What is the message for Capricorn? Give me 3 cards. What do they need to transform for this full moon in Scorpio? All right, we hit the hour. Okay, maybe they weren't that short. All right, past energy for Capricorn. 8 of Pentacles. You're working hard, all right. Okay, 24/7. You got work goals on the brain. So you're like, you're producing. And again, this is a very Capricorn state of mind where you're just like, let me do this and I'll get this done. And you're having a lot of creative ideas as well. And keep it going, keep it moving. I feel like, again, you're improving your craft, you're improving, whatever you do for work, and this is going to help you make more money, bring in more clients, and really get that attention in your field or industry. Yeah, this is really good already. And fiery climax approaches. Awesome. Okay. Being that both Aries and Capricorn are ruled by Mars, so this is good stuff. All right. So what is the present energy for Capricorn? Whoop! 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. This is a warning. Do not reach burnout. It's good to work, but it's also good to rest. So this is telling me don't overdo it. You don't want to break your back and then you can't do shit and then you have to catch up. Like, don't end up in one of those situations. Remember to keep balance. It's good to be productive. It's good to spend a lot of time, working on your craft. But remember, rest and eating and taking care of yourself is still important. Okay, very straightforward message. Liking this message for Capricorn so far. Okay, so what is the future / advice for Capricorn for this full moon in Scorpio? The moon. Okay, so this is telling me this full moon in Scorpio, you're going to find out some secrets. And I feel like this may not be related to your work. This may be more on a personal level, but things are going to change. I see them changing for the better. And you may already know what these secrets being revealed are. But again, I get this is going to change your perspective and change your approach on certain things. So if this secret being revealed isn't work related, I see it very much changing your personal life. And that may be why you're throwing yourself into work, because this is going to happen and it's going to change everything. So if you do any sort of moon ritual, Capricorn, I suggest that you release whatever this is that is going to change and not be so attached to it. So again, if this is a person, if this is a betrayal or whatever it is, don't let it affect you so much that it turns your world upside down, is what I want to say. I mean, similar message to Sagittarius, but not really. Like, remain neutral. Don't throw yourself in work to not process your emotions, because then we know you'll approach the burnout situation and we don't want that. So, process as needed, take care of yourself, and try to remain balanced between work and personal, is what I'm getting. But that's not bad. That's not a bad message for you at all, Cap. All right. So you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. All right. Aquarius is next. Okay. All right. What is the message for Aquarius? What do they need to know for this full moon in Scorpio? What do they need to transform? Give me one oracle. Okay, this is a repetitive oracle, but it wasn't that other one. So we just saw this one twice. So this one Libra also got a time for healing. Okay. What I'm getting for this is you may have been hurt from a loved one or somebody you were in a relationship with, or you may have past feelings coming up and you're wondering why. So, this could be a repeated pattern in relationships, or, I don't want to say abusive, but maybe toxic people that you keep attracting, whether it be friends or partners, but definitely a time to focus on yourself and release all these people like begging for your energy. Like, what I want to say is, don't let everyone have access to you, because a lot of people are draining. So really choose your circle wisely is what I want to say. Okay. All right. So we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. Okay. So what is the message for Aquarius for this full moon in Scorpio? Give me 3 cards. All right, what is the past energy for Aquarius? All right, 7 of Wands. Okay, so this is telling me that you kind of gave up on a person or a situation. So again, it may have been because they were toxic. And I want to say is, that was good that you let that person go, but you may need to process why that happened, why you spent time with this person, and to not repeat those patterns, those situations. And again, it could be a past partner or somebody that was very much in your life for a long time. So this could be a friend or a family member and you had to cut them off. But give yourself a moment to understand, like, was I a people pleaser? Did I allow them to take advantage of me? Like, what really happened? And give yourself time to heal from that. Okay, so what is the present energy for Aquarius? Justice reversed. Okay, so you may be concerned with this past person still. And I want to say is, they did you wrong and they will get their karma. And don't worry about trying to retaliate, because that is not worth your time or your energy. Focus on yourself. And I also want to say is, this could be a Libra person that's involved in the situation, since justice is the Libra card, or you could have Libra in your chart. Yeah. It's about healing. It's not about retaliating. Let the universe deal with, the karmic justice cycle. All right. So what is the future slash advice for Aquarius? 6 of Wands reversed. Okay. This is telling me that again, there may be a repeat pattern or situation, or somebody else kind of letting you down or doing the same thing. And I want to say is, you may need to establish boundaries with certain peoples, because you may have the same situation happening over and over again, or you may be obligated to associate with this person, whether through marriage or whatever. And I want to say is not to let this person enter your energy where they're, making you have bad days, making you have bad weeks, or causing drama. Like, again, need to know basis. So I feel like the transformation here should be about establishing boundaries and keeping your circle small and not letting everyone have access to you. Okay. So that is the message for you, Aquarius, and you can take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. I'm wondering if tomorrow this energy will subside. Okay, so last but not least, we'll be doing Pisces. And again, watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And I will timestamp the video once I am done recording. Okay. So, what is the message for Pisces? What do they need to know for this full moon in Scorpio? So, water sign, water sign. All right, give me one oracle card. Pisces, you got new moon in Pisces, and you also got meditate and contemplate. I believe that was the same one as Leo or Sagittarius. Okay. Um, Pisces, this is telling me you are in desperate need of self care. And you may have a lot of conflicting views or I want to say voices in your head, but not like in a crazy way, but just conflicting opinions and conflicting views. And you may need to quiet the noise and really sit in a space that you can just be and just let the thoughts flow and exist and not to judge or criticize yourself so much in that moment, especially during meditation. Okay, so we'll take that message with us into the tarot read. Okay, so Pisces. What is the message for Pisces? What do they need to transform for this full moon in Scorpio? Past energy. Oh, you got a Scorpio card. Death. All right. Again, I like to say this. Don't be scared of the death card. This represents the transformation and rebirth. So you are very much feeling this full moon in Scorpio energy, and you know what it is that you need to let go of. So whether this is toxic people, toxic situations, or just things or people that make you feel bad about yourself. You know you need to let go of them, but there's a specific attachment, that was your comfort zone, but it's time to let go. It's time to move on and focus on number 1, which is you. Okay. So this is telling me you're very much aligned with the full moon in Scorpio energy. And you can really channel this energy to become a better person for yourself. And I know that sounds corny, but this is what's happening for you. Okay, so what is the present energy for Pisces? 6 of Wands. Okay, so you're on the up and up. So all the stuff that you're getting rid of that no longer serves you. So these are people that made you feel shitty about yourself or you didn't feel aligned with. You weren't vibing with whoever it is you work with or whoever it is you live with or, whatever. You did certain things that didn't serve you. You were people pleasing or doing things out of necessity. And it's time to return to your free will and your true path and purpose. And when you do that, you will shine. You will shine in whatever it is. Like what is your dream? What are your goals? What did you put to the side and not do for yourself? Return to that and do that thing is what I'm getting. Alignment. This is about alignment and going with the flow with this energy. Okay, so what is the future slash advice for Pisces? 8 of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so this is telling me the changes, they'll be rough. It's an adjustment period. It's a learning curve. But you are being pushed and led to where you're supposed to be. And if you resist this, it's going to be more difficult. So again, go with the flow. And really pay attention to your self-care in this situation because it can be stressful for the change. But Pisces, you're a mutable sign, so you should be able to adapt to this and really, land on top when it comes to these changes. A lot of changes are happening, but they're in your favor. So that's what you got to remember. So that's the message for you, Pisces. Take that with you for the full moon in Scorpio. Okay, so that concludes the full moon in Scorpio reads for all signs. So again, watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if it didn't resonate with you, contact me for a personal reading. And on Instagram, I do lives every Sunday night at 9 p.m. And the next event that I will be, because I forgot to say this in the beginning, will be at Highland Park Sunday, May 7th, if you would like a reading with me in person. Okay, so everybody have a happy full moon, and remember, energy is your greatest currency. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.